What's going on? Today is. I'm going to give. You know what? I'll give you 3 chances to guess the day. So there you go. Yes, look at me. I don't have anywhere to put this thing, so I don't know what to do. Tie it into my beard. I don't know what to do with it. I'm afraid that if I stick it anywhere, it's going to slap around. It's going to make noise. But to be quite honest, I don't think you signed in this. Look at my fucking mug. So, I'm out of character. Great. Some kid at home's watching, probably having a fucking heart attack. I saw the tiger, he was missing an arm. So I'm going to try something new. I'm going to do these videos with Charlie Kirk. The Charlie Kirk ones have been taken off, and I love them. Unfortunately, I have to do a lot of editing with them. So this is my way of seeing if these are going to be good, these reaction type ones. And what a special day. You get to check me out in my Halloween costume. I don't even know why I had to say that either. It's like you feel forced to say it, because if it were any other day of the fucking week, any other day of the year, you would think this person's nuts. You know? What's make it worse? Nothing. Nothing can make this worse. Oh. Buddy's at the door. Let me go get Buddy. Let me go get Papa. Look at this. Look at that. I even got a tail. You believe that? Mm-hmm. All right. Gotta fix my tail. That's pretty cool, huh? See me walk around? See me walking around a little bit? You know? I wasn't bouncing around. That's all right. And believe it or not, this isn't a marketing scheme for Disney or anything. I'm not working with them. I'm not affiliated with them. This makeup, this was done by me. It wasn't professional, because I don't believe in spending money when you can do it yourself. You know, that's what my parents taught me. There's several things they taught me. Wait, what was the first one? All right, let's check this out. I gotta break character because I can't push the button. Believe it or not, and believe it or not, that's why tigers don't have iPads or anything touchscreen device, because their paws, they don't work on the touchscreen. I'm surprised you didn't know that.
Yeah, it takes a couple hours. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello. I have a disagreement with you guys. I believe that the Electoral College is unjust and should be abolished. And
Okay,
Mr.
so-
Ramaswamy, I believe, since you ran for president, I would like to hear from you first.
Sure. So I think this is a comment. I know this is near and dear to Charlie's heart. Okay. Let's start with that. Well, I think that is a great question to ask, Charlie. I like that. Let's start with that. So make sure I'm responding to the question. What is the definition of justice?
Okay, so we talk a lot about like DEI programs and that sort of thing, and people being, unjustly put into these like positions. I believe that the Electoral College is DEI for the Republican Party, where Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, but lost the presidency because of the Electoral College, because it empowers rural states more by giving them the electoral votes.
Do you
Pour some sugar on me?
I believe the Senate needs to exist.
Okay, so because that's the whole principle, is that we don't just live in a direct democracy. we live in a constitutional republic, and that means a few things.
Oh.
First is it means that we are really a union of states. We're not just a random assemblage of geographic landmasses called states that we call a union. That means something where part of it is direct representative democracy, but part of it is also making sure that states actually have a relative say in the process. That's how you get the Senate versus the House to balance it out. Same thing with respect to the history of the Electoral College. This is about making
I'm
sure
a retired
that we're
deputy.
being thoughtful about the step of who's actually the U.S. president.
And I can
while channeling the
there's
Democratic
a
will
lot of
through the
there's a
banner
lot
enshrined in
of
our
shit
Constitution.
going
And
on.
here's the biggest difference between a republic and a
There's a
democracy.
lot of shit
This is
going
relevant
on
to a
in
lot
there,
of
and I'm
young
not
people
even
listening.
talking
A
psychologically.
constitutional republic
I'm
is
not
just
even
about
gonna
what you
I'm not
get.
even gonna
Right?
start
In
peeling
democracy, you
back
get
that
a vote. You
onion.
think about what does it mean to be a citizen, about what you get. In a constitutional republic, it's also about what you give. It's about
I'm
your
gonna try
civic
to get
duty
through it.
to your country. And I think that part of what our founding fathers envisioned
Okay.
is we had voters who actually knew something about their country. You know, every legal immigrant who comes to this country has to pass a civics test before they can vote. Well, frankly,
The
the
fidgeting.
sad truth is most voters would fail that if they took
The
it
fidgeting.
today. That would make our founding fathers roll over in their graves. And so I
I haven't
we gotta
even
get
looked at it
beyond this
long
idea that
enough
we're some
to-
kind of
to-
direct
to-
democracy. We're actually a republic where people have responsibilities, and states actually have some level of distributed say to make sure that two cities in New York and California don't govern who actually leads.
Okay, so the
entire
mouth
United States
movement
of America.
is
And I will push back.
bruxism, which
Look
is a
at the
grinding
current
of the teeth.
battleground
It's an
states.
involuntary reflex.
The blackest state
It's something
in the
that only
country is
occurs
getting a
with
lot of
people that are
attention
under a
because of the
controlled
Electoral College,
substance.
Georgia.
Bruxism.
One of the most black states in the country, North Carolina, is getting a lot of attention.
Atlanta is one of the biggest metro areas in the country. It would get attention whether or not they had the 16 electoral
fidgety.
college votes.
Well, but
The
being all
Republican
fidgety,
Party
being
has
unable
a
to
cushion.
control themselves.
They have
They
states
con-
like Wyoming
continuously
that nobody
moving.
lives
let's
in.
be
It's
consistent.
Like a tigger.
Okay,
electoral vote.
first
Like
of
a
all,
tigger.
700,000 Americans
Tiggers
live there,
constantly
so let's not talk down to our fellow
fucking-
citizens.
Okay, but why
But-
does their vote, right? Why does their vote go farther than mine, who's
Well,
from Texas?
Hold on a second. Rhode Island and Hawaii are small, and that helps Democrats, right?
Yeah, I think that's bad too.
Okay, got it. But it doesn't just help Republicans. What it does is it requires candidates, as Vivek aptly put it, to have a preference.
I don't know
on
what's
states.
going on.
We are not a national project.
really
first and
don't know
foremost.
what's going
We are
on.
a collection of sovereign states that come together
gonna
as a
get
national
something.
project. And the founders wanted a decentralized
Oh,
way of
oh,
doing
oh, oh,
elections.
oh.
And I think it's actually a really good thing that this state, which is incredibly diverse, very difficult to be able to
Okay.
win, will determine the entire election. I think Pennsylvania is a great picture of the country, and you guys get a lot of attention
Look
because
at-
of it. Now, you might
not-
be saying
not
in
able to-
Texas,
not
well,
able
in
to
Texas,
stand
actually
still.
might become a battleground
fidgeting.
state one day. The thing about the Electoral College
Okay,
is
now
that
let's
certain
talk
battleground
about
states
what's,
rise and certain fall. Ohio used to be a battleground
just
state.
north of
now
the
Arizona's
equator.
a battleground state. Georgia never used to be a battleground
I
state.
could
Now it is. Florida
already
used to be.
tell
And so what the Electoral
that
College
they were
does
not
is it
man-made.
forces candidates to go into
They're not
places
man-made.
outside of the coastal
They are not
corridor
man-made.
and win over voters of the people that actually
Nope.
make the country
Nope.
work, such as Pennsylvania, Wisconsin,
You do not
Georgia,
go
and
to
Michigan.
a
It doesn't answer the question though.
breast
Why
surgeon,
somebody's vote and somewhere
augmentation,
like Wyoming, which has 3 votes for
fucking
70,000
doctor,
people versus Texas
and say,
700,000 versus Texas's 38
I want
for 30
those.
million.
I want those
That
right
doesn't
there.
make any
Well,
sense
that's
to me.
actually proportional.
There's no picture of
because-
those.
No,
it-
it's
it
not.
is
There-
you know why there's no
proportional.
picture
then
of those?
would you get
Because
rid of
nobody
Wyoming
fucking
as
wants
statehood?
them.
To be consistent, should Wyoming
Everybody
exist as
that
a state?
has them is
Absolutely.
looking at other fucking
Well,
But
pictures.
their
You're
vote should be the same as mine.
So I got a solution to this.
so that
And
that
it's not
Abolish
that
the Electoral College.
Well, it's not the one that
that
I
means
that I
that's
made. It's the solution that our
hormones.
founding
That's
fathers
some
made,
type of
which is
hormones.
that if we don't like that, the United States of America, we got a way to change it.
Yeah.
It's a constitutional amendment. So
So
if
you
it-
agree with me?
I don't agree with you because
No,
I wouldn't
of
vote
course
for it.
not.
But if your view is that this is anti-democratic,
I don't
I
agree
love my
with
there's a
you.
way to
I
change it.
agree.
Where if
I-
three-quarters of people in this country wanted to change it, that would change in an instant. And so there's a mechanism to go through it. So just like the gentleman earlier who was founding a movement,
Oh my God.
you know, there could be a movement that says we want a constitutional amendment to
There is
abolish the
one.
Electoral College, but they haven't managed to convince enough people in this country that it's worth it. And the reason why is there was actually a justification for it. It turns out that most people, when they think about it, actually do land where Charlie and I do on a popular vote basis across the country. That wouldn't be a weighted vote. But
Now, here's the thing.
So you're talking about actually overturning it through the
You
constitutional
come up
amendment?
on
then Wyoming doesn't actually
You
get
come
more
up
votes.
on it.
You're talking about just 3/4
And I'm not being
of
rude.
the overall states and 3/4 of the vote in
But you
Congress,
come up on-
which is proportional representation. So there's a way
What do
to
you
fix
say,
it
he or she?
that our founding fathers.
What do you
these guys were
say?
Geniuses. They had built that into the system.
I agree. I love my country.
And-
I'm a
Because-
patriot. Like,
Yeah, if you convince your citizens, then maybe that will be true 50 years
But
from
we
now.
don't
Oh.
It'll never
believe
happen.
that majoritarian ways of doing
I'll whip my
elections is
hair
the
back
best
and
way.
forth. I'll whip
We
my
think
hair
Why not?
back and forth.
Well, because we're not an up or down majoritarian democracy. We're a decentralized country of states first, and I'll keep on saying that sovereign states matter. That's what makes us different than France and Germany and
Oh,
Belgium and the United
God.
Kingdom, is that we're a bottom-up form of government, not a top-down form of
Germany
government.
also has strong state governments.
Not as much, actually, during COVID. When edicts were done in Germany, it was straight from
You can't
the
stand
centralized
still.
government. No, it's like they did not have provinces. Like Bavaria did not have a different COVID policy than, Berlin. They didn't have, in America, COVID was a great example of why we have
I don't know.
decentralized
I don't try to
states.
figure it out
States
anymore.
were able to make
I
different
don't have
decisions.
to figure it
California
out
lost their
anymore.
I
mind.
don't disagree with you on this.
no,
though.
to be
I
quite
love our
honest.
country.
No,
What I'm
As
saying
a as
is, you
a
haven't addressed why somebody in Wyoming
as a
should
veteran,
matter more
as
on
a
the electoral
military
college
contractor,
basis
as
than
a
me in
deputy
Texas.
sheriff.
It makes no sense.
I reject the framing.
One person, one vote.
I didn't
No,
have to
that's
deal
not-
with that.
It's never been that way.
As a
Not in
deputy, I
presidential
did.
elections.
I had.
Okay.
No, it's not one
I had
person,
to
one
deal
vote is
with it.
majoritarian democracy.
Okay.
Instead, it's the states get appropriated.
But you haven't told me why that's better.
don't know
you
how
told
they
me
do
that
it
it is the way
nowadays.
it
I'm
is.
attempting to. As I said, we're a bottom-up government, not a top-down government. It decentralizes power. It also requires leaders, as I've said,
Oh, God.
to hear the needs, wants, and concerns. We're not going to agree here, and that's fine. But
So I'll give you an image. Unfortunately, I can't show you the image like right now, but you can look it up. All right. Somebody
God, I
made this
don't even
image of
wanna look.
what the electoral map could look like if the electoral college was abolished. You would have two blue dots, one around New York and one around the west coast of California. The entire rest of the map of the United States of America.
I'm
in
from
between
Texas. I can assure
would be
you there
red.
would be several blue
No, no, no,
dots there.
but I'm saying that in theory you could have an election where it would just be those two blue blots and the rest of the entire map is red, and you would still have an outcome where you would have a blue president of the United States.
Yes.
And it could be in
Land
reverse
doesn't
too.
vote.
And so the answer is that would feel unjust for a lot
That's
of those
hormones.
other states that deserve to actually be respected as states in the union. We have the Senate and the House for the same reason that we have the Electoral College. We need to balance the way in which those sovereign states are still a part of the union. I know you may not find that persuasive. That's the
Which
reason.
I apologize.
You
I'm
convince
old
other people
school.
across the country, you'd be able to overturn it in a constitutional amendment. It's
You
just
caught
that
me
hasn't
off
happened
guard, I
in the
admit.
first 240 years
Guilty.
of our constitutional founding.
thank you very much.
Hello, I just wanted to ask.
All in all, I mean, you look like one of the greatest singers of all time, Def Leppard. That's pretty cool in itself. All right. Hey, check it out. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, hit like, hit share, and just fucking hit subscribe, man. I'm going through all this shit. Come on. All right. Later, Tater.
Good night. And always remember, that's